My mom has this line that she throws at me all the time. And when I mean throw, she kind of just lovingly and very directly throws this at my pride, like just a really good game of dodgeball. But she'll say, give me the right to say no. Don't answer for me. Okay, let me give you the context here. She says this in a tone that most mothers can pull off. I have not perfected it with my own kids, but it's this lovingly supportive, yet very directly calling you out kind of tone. Because I often, to my own detriment, I don't ask for help until I'm at a breaking point where like I can really feel the exhaustion coming, where like, okay, now I maybe have no pride left to say, I can do it all on my own. I'm a super mom, right? I don't ask for help until I'm at that breaking point, realizing I am not a super mom. And she'll check in as moms do. And I will, in a trying to be calm, being grateful for all the little things, don't be whiny kind of voice, will say, oh yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks, or yeah, we've got this really crazy schedule thing coming up in a bit. And she'll listen, and then she'll calmly and directly ask, would it be helpful if I came up for those dates to help out with the kids? And every single time she asks this, because apparently I have not learned the lesson here, every time she asks, I usually respond with, yeah, actually, if you can come, that would be great. I was going to ask, but I felt bad. Something along those lines. Like, I just feel guilty for asking for help from my own mother, and moms love to help, right? After I say that, she responds with, Samantha, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but don't answer for me. Give me the right to say no. And it is this lesson, it's this recognition of like, holy crap, it's ridiculously hard. It feels stomach twistingly weird to ask for help and then receive that help. Like even when she comes up, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I imposing on her life? When, hey, she's having a kick-ass time. She loves being a grandma. She loves spending time with my kids, right? And so often we rob someone else of saying no. We don't want to hear the no, or we don't want to feel like we're burdening them with our ask for help. So we don't even ask for help. And that has resulted in this incredible amount of self-sufficiency. And I started testing this out a little bit. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, and we're going to bring it back to the business strategy. I promise, because it's always strategic and practical with me, okay? But I started testing this theory out of helping and just generous, humble help. And like, is it really that hard to receive it? Do we maybe just need to be more specific with our asks? And so I was volunteering at my son's school for a STEAM day. I could go on a whole other rant of how it should not be STEAM, it should be STEM. I don't undervalue art. I just think it's separate from the other 4 words that make up STEM. Anyway, I was volunteering for that day. A few other parents were there. They ended up having to go. So now I was the only person left with this particular teacher. She gave me options of where I could go help out. And I responded with, well, what would be most helpful for you in your day? She was totally shocked. With some friends that I know have something big going on, I'll say like, hey, I have some free time later this week. What can I take off your plate? What can I help out with? What would be relieving for you? I'm available. Or even with clients, I'll say, if this particular thing happened, would that actually make things easier for you? And so in all of these scenarios that I've tested, almost every single time the reaction is the same. It's like this silent shock as this person processes the offer for help, and then they say, oh, actually, yeah, that would be very helpful. Or like, yeah, if this happened, that would be awesome. Can you make that happen? And it's like, we just don't know how to receive help anymore. It's not even about asking for help. It's just receiving this gift. We've conditioned ourselves out of needing help. We have said, okay, I'm going to be self-sufficient. We think that asking is burdensome or receiving it makes it weak. Like there are whole leadership coaches where a lot of their speaking core topics is on asking and receiving help and being okay in that vulnerability. That's awesome. We need that because self-sufficiency is so deep in us. But in all honesty, we should not need coaches for that. This should be common sense of you shouldn't have to do things alone. And so really not asking for help and saying, I can do it, and being overly self-sufficient is this hidden plague that's behind this false work ethic. And I say false because really an ethic is built off of a set of values and a set of morals. And really the false work ethic here is that there is no values or morals driving your need to be self-sufficient besides pride, besides this, I must grind, I must do it myself. No one else can do it the way I can, or I'm fine, I've got it, I'm gonna work hard. Instead of saying, I'm capable, but I don't need to overcompensate. I'm competent, yet someone else could also do this. I've done this myself. So overcompensating in my business has looked like spending days researching a new piece of tech for a process that I'm not going to own, my ops assistant is going to own, but I feel the need to kind of know all the answers before I hand it off to my assistant. Or I've rewritten an email a million times, even though I have hired someone to do copywriting for me. Or I'm doing really late night admin, not because that's just what my schedule should be that day, but because I'm like, it'll only take a minute. And then that minute turns into 10 minutes. And then that 10 minutes turns into a million other things. And now I've worked for 2 hours on something I didn't need to. Or doing some kind of task simply because I can, because I'm capable and competent to do this. And so I'm going to do it. And that actually ignores the other values, other priorities, other boundaries that should be in place as the founder of my business. And so instead of really having a work ethic here and saying like, oh, I'm self-sufficient because that's awesome and like that's a good, pillar to stand on, it's instead really this cocktail of control and stress and fear of letting go and a little bit of ego and pride mixed in there. I don't want someone to maybe see behind the messy curtain. I don't want to burden someone with my need for help. I don't want things to go wrong. And maybe it just feels easier if I just do it myself rather than having someone else help me out with it. And the cost of that is, well, now I'm the bottleneck, or like now I'm totally capped out and I have no mental energy to like creatively strategize for my business, or I'm just very, very drained. It's the symptoms of burnout, but as high performers, we don't like to admit that we might be burnt out. And so this shift, if any of this sounds like you, like even just receiving help sounds like you, or not wanting to let go and just wanting to be self-sufficient, if that resonates, then the shift that needs to happen is saying like, okay, what is the wise decision here? In this next phase of business, or this next season of business, for this next big goal, what do I need to have in place? What really should be on my plate and what should be on somebody else's plate in order to accomplish this goal? If I were to, for a second, imagine that this goal is not accomplishable by me alone, then what would it look like to have help to achieve this? Because when that happens, then having help, asking for help, which really is all about delegation. When delegating, it stops feeling like this, oh my God, this dramatic step of vulnerability and this letting go of control, and it just feels like the next logical step in business. And then you can very easily answer an offer for help. So if I were to say which tasks, if we took these tasks off your plate, would instantly make your days feel lighter, instantly make you feel like, oh, I could go kick ass at this other thing in business, what would those tasks be? Or if someone else were helping you, what tasks would you give them so that you feel extremely supported, extremely effective in your day-to-day work, or like you are actually enjoying your business and are happy to be running a business? What would those tasks be? You can then answer that in a way that doesn't feel like, oh, can someone do that? Or, oh, shouldn't I be doing it because I can, I'm capable, I'm competent, I'm self-sufficient, yay. Instead of feeling that kind of stomach twisting cringe, you could just be like, oh yeah, like these are the things I want someone to do for me. That'd be great. And then also, we don't rob the people that genuinely love helping others succeed, that genuinely love being a behind the scenes supporter. We don't rob them of the chance to be a part of our success, of the chance to help us out. Oftentimes with assistants, I ask, why do you even like being an assistant? What do you like about this supporter role? And everybody on our team, their answers can be paraphrased into, I just get a lot of joy out of helping someone else do something cool. Or I just like when I help someone cross the finish line and then I can say, oh, I was a part of that. Like I helped them do that. then you stop robbing those people of that feeling, and you also get to achieve great things as well. It's a win-win, okay? Yeah, ultimately, I'm like, hey, we have the team that exists to help you break out of your self-sufficiency. And if you want to experience that, then just go to oxosvs.com/book. We could talk about having a US-based virtual assistant help you out to achieve some great stuff. But even if you're not ready for that, just take the time to step back and where am I being way too self-sufficient? And does that actually make sense? Or am I just overcompensating with a fake work ethic? When in reality, I could be achieving more if I had some logical help in these areas. Okay, that is my rant for today. With that, my big goal was just to have you think a little bit differently if it's hard for you to receive help. Or if you love helping, then maybe just kind of force your help onto other people who are having a hard time receiving it so that they can see that it's okay to have help. All right, I'll catch you next time on Strategy, Solutions, and Sanity.